Hello guys, welcome. This is yet another video, part of the recent waves of releases in Hong Kong. And I just want to show you guys this figure, Migs Mayfeld Morak. And this is pretty much the packaging. It's a very basic figure. And this is the picture of Bill Burr. And the back, let me see. So a hot-headed ex-Imperial sharpshooter, Migs Mayfeld was one smart-mouthed leader of a gang of criminals. Mayfeld's skill and old ties helped the Mandalorian on his missions to rescue Grogu from Moff Gideon. I gotta say, that episode with him in this uniform is probably one of my favorite episodes. Just because of how good Bill Burr is in here. I love his stand-up. I know he's quite offensive to some people, but he also speaks a lot of truth regarding some matters. But I'm not going to go into it. I'm not here to politicize it. But in terms of this figure, this is quite a nice figure, actually. I'm quite surprised. So let me crack it open. I'll show you what it's like inside. Alright, so this is the figure, pretty much. It's a very basic figure, and I don't mind it. I like simple, basic figures. Actually, it would be awesome if they actually include the lunch tray and the cups for the shore trooper that shoots, because that would be hilarious to include that. But again, all it has is basically its blaster, the one that he took and shot the other guy in cold blood, or in hot blood. There is a little holster over here to hold this. So I'm just going to go ahead and slip it there. From my understanding, this is the same blaster that was with the Death Troopers. But I guess that's how it gets on over here. Guys, can you please tell me? I have the Mud Trooper. But can you please tell me if the Mud Trooper actually has this little fitting also? But essentially, as you guys could all know, this is essentially a repaint of the Mud Trooper without the cape. I think they still, and then it has it's still the same exact body, I think, except it has voila, Bill Burr's face on it. I can't even. I lived in Boston for about 5 years. I can't even begin to imitate his accent. But again, I love Bill Burr. I think I've said it many times. But hey, so this, I'm sure this is basically a repaint helmet of Tank Driver. Although this helmet is most likely going to be bigger than the Tank Driver figure. Again, it's buried somewhere in my collection, so I'm sorry, I'm too lazy to go get it, because if I do, a bunch of stuff is going to start falling apart and it'll fall to the floor usually. But you just have to take my word for it. But so basically, this is the Tank Driver's helmet with it goes on quite easily, and I'm sure they're going to do a version with Din Djarin's face on it, Pedro Pascal. I hope they use a new sculpt, because the likeness for the other release wasn't that good. But so as I said before, the body is from the Mud Trooper, and in this particular case, you could see over here they did splash some mud. The weathering in here is slightly different from the Mud Trooper. The Mud Trooper actually have some scraped metal and stuff like that. This one actually just has dirt or rust on there. So whatever, I won't fault it for it. It's a nice, it's just a nice basic figure. But one thing about this body is that, just like the Mud Trooper, it has problems standing because of the way the feet is segmented. So you gotta kind of fool it to kind of go a certain way, and then anyways, when I first got it, it has problems standing. Now it should be a little bit okay, but still, it's slightly crooked. But put the helmet on, and you got a actually pretty cool trooper. and I really appreciate this figure. So there's not much to say about this figure. It's just so basic. You know, the articulation, it's the same as a Mud Trooper. This is like, I think, before the butterfly joints. So this one doesn't have the butterfly joints, although it has this, you know, basically has the regular articulation. Nothing to write home about. Well, this one has a pretty far bent to it. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, I hope you guys would get this soon, because it's actually, I think it's, if you like the Mandalorian or you just like to collect troopers, this one is definitely definitely a must-buy. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.